Hey everyone, and welcome back to my countdown to Halloween. So today's day 24, and I decided on today being about body horror because released on this day back in 1986 was actually Stuart Gordon's From Beyond, which covered or had an aspect of body horror to it. I just figured that was maybe a good jumping off point for this video. And while I was trying to think of other body horror films, obviously a majority of the ones that I kept coming up with, of course, were a lot of David Cronenberg films. You know, he made a career out of a lot of body horror in the story elements of a lot of the films that he made. I mean, one of which I've seen wearing the Fly t-shirts. I mean, that's definitely one. You know, Videodrome or The Brood, or what am I blanking on it? The one with the twins. Dead Ringers, starring Jeremy Irons. You can even make the argument that certain types of films also fall into body horror. For example, something like Frankenstein, where obviously you're taking different body elements and sort of forming something new. Some people consider werewolf movies them. I wouldn't go that far. Now, there are some, like for example, you could almost say like Ginger Snaps, for example, because the transformation is sort of incremental and it's sort of slowly over time. So you could say actually a film like that probably would actually, I would consider body horror. And they have a film like Altered States, for example, sort of, I think a little bit of an underappreciated film. I know one of my favorites is David Cronenberg's Videodrome. That is one that I just feel kind of really does a nice job of sort of handling like two versions of it, where it's like there's sort of the mental breakdown as well as the physical kind of breakdown as he's trying to, you know, as he's sort of being told what to do by these, you know, VHS tapes from the ones obviously that he watches, but also the ones that are get inserted into him. If you haven't seen the film, it's actually a really amazing film. It's actually one of my favorite David Cronenberg films. In fact, depending on what day it is, sometimes I'll even say it's my favorite David Cronenberg film. And the great thing about body horror films too is that there's something that sort of affects both the mental state and the physical state of, you know, the person who's going through it. And it's about transforming into something else. And it's not always like a monster or something. It's just a matter of just sort of, you know, our bodies being changed in some way. I'm a fan of body horror because I find it so fascinating. So I definitely wanted to take today and just take a moment and celebrate body horror films. So definitely let me know your favorites and if you have even some recommendations. Be back here tomorrow for my next one of my countdown to Halloween. We are getting closer. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.